You have reached Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Transformers Age of the Prime, Megatronus. Transformers Age of the Primes, Megatronus. But before we get into the actual review, I want to go over some of the spectacular details on this packaging. Up front here, the tools we want to show you with the figure and all the accessories inside. In the top corner here it says, more than meets the eye. Below that you have the Autobot symbol. Middle you have 30 steps to transform him. On the very bottom you have an 8+, which is the age requirement for this figure. Inside the package you have two awesome illustrations of Megatronus both in his robot mode and in his tank mode. Across the bottom here it says Transformers Age of the Prime. And down here, the 13 Megatronus the Fallen. The other corner here is the Hasbro emblem. The top of the packaging here again it says the 13 Megatronus the Fallen. In this corner, this time you have the Takara Tommy logo. And outside the packaging here, the other cool profile shot of Megatronus. Down here you have Transformers Age of the Prime. And on the very bottom here it says the 13 Megatronus the Fallen. The other side of the packaging here, on the very top it says, till all are one. In the middle here, you have a picture of some of the Primes, and on the bottom you have Transformers Age of the Prime. And on the very bottom here it says it is a leader class figure. And on the back of the packaging here, on the top you have the 13 Megatronus the Fallen. In the middle here you have all the figures features. Megatronus in his robot mode, Megatronus in his tank mode. Down here you have his cannon, and up here you have his cannon mounted to his forearm. In the corner here, you have the More Than Meets the Eye authentic logo, and below that you have the Hasbro emblem. Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class, the 13 Megatronus the Fallen. Megatronus was released March 2025 with the suggested retail price of $54.99, and he's available at all major retailers. Megatronus was released along with the other Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class Wave 1 figure, G2 Grimlock. Megatronus is a Transformers Universe inspired figure that converts to his tank mode in 38 steps. His accessories include the Requiem Blaster, Staff Mace, Blade, Gun Turret, Blast Effects, and Instructions. Megatronus stands 7.5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Megatronus from his robot mode all the way to his tank mode. But the first thing you always want to do before you transform any of your Transformers, you want to remove all the weapons and accessories. I want to take this Requiem Blaster here. I'll put this off to the side. I'll do the same thing with his flame effects here. I'm going to untap these right here and right here, and untap the ones back here. I'm also going to put these off to the side. This is the first step of the transformation. On the inside of Megatronus' form, so you have a hinge nut right there and right there. I want to take his fist, you want to push it out just like that, so that you can bring the fist out just like that. So step number 2, I want to take the fist here, you got a ball socket joint right here. You want to put right into that forearm piece just like that. Do that, you take that fist and flip it right into that forearm piece just like that. So step number 3, I want to take this piece now, push it right back into the forearm just like that. Go and do it to your side, take this piece and flip it into the forearm just like that. Then step number 4, you have a swivel joint right at the bicep, right there and right there. With this forearm piece, you want to rotate it all the way around just like that. Go and do it to your side, that forearm piece, and rotate it all the way around just like that. Then step number 5, you have this chest panel right here. You have a hinge on the very top, you want to hit the chest panel, you want to untap it, you want to flip it all the way up just like that. Then step number 6, inside the shoulder joint you have a hinge nut right there and right there. You're going to take these arm pieces now, you're just going to flip them in just like that. Do that to your side, that arm piece, and flip it in just like that. Then step number 7, you have this other chest panel right here, you have a hinge nut right there. We're going to take this chest panel and flip it down and around and in just like that. So step number 8, go to these arm pieces now and bring them out just like that. Go and do the tip of the arm piece out just like that. This is step number 9. You have this chest panel right here. You have that hinge joint again. You want to go and bring this chest panel out just like that. This is step number 10. On the backpack right here, you have a hinge joint right there. You have this tank tread right here. You want to take that tank tread, you want to flip it up just like that. Do that to the side. Take that tank tread, you want to flip it up just like that. This is step number 11. You take Megatronus' head now. You want to go and rotate it all the way around just like that. This is step number 12. You have this chest panel right here. You have a hinge joint right there and right there. You take this chest panel now. You want to flip these pieces out just like that. And just like that. This is step number 13. You take this whole chest panel now and rotate it all the way around just like that. This is step number 14. You take this whole piece now and flip it up just like that. This is step number 15. You take this chest piece, you had a hinge joint right there. You take this chest piece and flip it down just like that. This is step number 16. The shoulder pylons right there and right there, or this backpack pylons. You have a hinge joint right there and right there. You take these pylons now. And you want to go and flip it out just like that. Do that to your side, flip that pylon out just like that. This is step number 17. Inside that pylon, you have this piece right here. You want to bring this piece out just like that. Go and do that to your side. Bring that piece out just like that. This is step number 18. You want to take that piece now. You have a swivel joint right there. We're going to turn that piece all the way down just like that. Go and do that to your side with this piece and turn it all the way down just like that. So step number 19, what they want you to do next is, they want you to take this piece, they want you to go and close it up, just like that. Do that to the side to this piece, and close it out just like that. So step number 20, you got a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take this whole piece now, flip it in just like that. You want to do it, flip it in just like that, and as you're doing that, you have a tab right there in the porthole. You want to make sure both those tabs and portholes go in on both sides, just like that. Step number 21. You want to grab Megatronus now. You have this little bottom portion right here, right at the waist here, you have a swivel joint. With this bottom portion, you want to rotate it all the way around, just like that. So step number 22. On Megatronus' hips, you have this little piece right there and right there. On top of this piece, you have the hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take these pieces, and you have this little groove inside this pylon right here. You want to flip it up just like that. Do that to the side of that piece and flip it right into that groove, just like that. So step number 23. You have Megatronus' legs right there and right there. Right at the knee, you have a swivel joint. You want to take this leg piece and rotate it right around just like that. Do that to the side of this piece. Right at the knee, you want to turn it around just like that. This is step number 24. Inside Megatronus' legs, you have this gray panel right there and right there. For that panel, you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take that panel now. You want to flip it up just like that. Go and do it. You take that panel and flip it up just like that. This is step number 25. On the back of Megatronus' legs, he has these tank treads right there. Top of that tank tread, he has a hinge joint right there. You want to take that tank tread, you want to flip it out just like that. Do that to the side of that tank tread and flip it out just like that. So step number 26, you have Megatronus' feet right there and right there. You have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to take that foot now, you want to flip it down just like that. Do that to the side, take that foot and flip it down just like that. Step number 27, you have that tank tread right now. That tab right there, you got a porthole right there. You want to bring that tank tread all the way in and tab it right into place just like that. Do that to your side to that tank tread, bring it down and tab it in place just like that. So step number 28, you have this thigh piece right here. You have another piece on the inside of the thigh piece. You have a hinge joint right there. We're going to untab that thigh piece just like that. And on the side of the tank right here, you have a little clip right there. You want to bring that thigh piece in and tab it right into place just like that. Do that to your side, take that piece, bring it up, and tab it right into place just like that. Then step number 29, you have this purple panel right here. Bottom of the purple panel, you have a hinge joint right there. You want to take that purple panel, you want to flip it all the way down, just like that. So step number 30, you have these gray pieces right there and right there. You have a porthole right there and right there. You want to take these gray pieces, you want to tab them right into place just like that. Do that to your side, that gray piece, and tab it right into place just like that. So step number 31, there's a little top piece right here. You have a couple of tabs right there and right there. You have a couple portholes right there and right there. You want to take that piece, you want to tab it into place just like that. Step number 32. You want to go and grab the Requiem Blaster here. Have that Requiem Blaster, this purple piece right here. You have a hinge shot right there. You want to take that purple piece, you want to flip it up just like that. You want to flip it forward just like that. At the bottom of the Requiem Blaster, you have this black tab right here. You have a hinge shot right there. With that black tab and flip it back just like that. So step number 33, we're going to grab this little barrel right here. Back to this barrel right here, you have this tab right here. You have a hinge shot right there. You want to flip that tab just like that. So step number 34, at the front of the Requiem Blaster, you have this little porthole right here. Back to this barrel, you have this little tab. You want to take that tab, put it right into the barrel just like that. Step number 35. On top of Megatronus here, on his shoulder you have this little porthole right here. Next you want to go and grab the Requiem Blaster here. On both sides of the Requiem Blaster you have a tab right there and right there. You want to take this Requiem Blaster and plug it right into the shoulder just like that. So step number 36, you want to take this turret now and bring it in just like that. You have this other arm right here. On the other side of this arm you have a porthole right there. On the other side of the Requiem Blaster you have another tab. You want to bring this arm in. You want to make sure that tab goes right in that porthole just like that. So step number 37, you have this piece right here. You have a hinge shot in the very top. You want to flip this piece up just like that. Then over here you have this piece right here. You have a hinge shot right there. You want to flip it forward just like that. Using the 38th and final step, you have this piece on top of the turret right here. You want to go and rotate it so the purple pieces are facing forward just like that. And now you have Megatronus in his full tank mode. Now that I have Megatronus in his tank mode and on my display table, so I'm going to go over some of his play features and accessories. First I talk about his blast effects. It includes 4 of these blast effects. You get 2 larger ones, and you also get 2 smaller ones. And these blast effects are fantastic. They're molded out like a semi-translucent orange plastic, with the center of the flame, it starts off as a yellowish orange color, then as you get to the outside of the blast effect, it gets darker and turns into like a darker reddish orange. Very, very nicely done. When the light hits it right, it looks like an actual flame. Very cool. But according to the instructions, there's a way to put these blast effects on Megatronus while he's in his tank mode. You do that by grabbing a larger blast effect, you flip it over, and inside this blast effect you have a 5mm peg. On top of Megatronus you have a 5mm porthole right there and right there. You want to take these blast effects, and we're going to plug them right into Megatronus just like that, and just like that. And now you have Megatronus armed with this blast effects while he's in his tank mode. And it's really cool because it kind of gives him that effect that he's on fire. And I'm not really too keen, or I'm not too aware of who Megatronus is, but I know he's from the comic book continuity. And his appearance in that comic book, he always seemed like he was always on fire. So that's why they include these blast effects. And I think it's really cool that a leader class figure or any mainline figure includes these blast effects. And I wish they would include more blast effects with more figures, because according to the instructions, you can plug these blast effects into the barrels, but these aren't specifically meant for like laser blast effects. They're just more for flame. But there are other blast effects that do plug into these ports, which is really, really cool. But the next accessories I want to bring in are his staff mace and blade. According to the instructions, there's a way to store these weapons on Megatronus while he's in his tank mode, but you need to assemble these and put these together, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. So on the bottom of the staff mace right here, you have a peg. On the hilt of the blade right here, you got a porthole right there. You want to take this blade and this staff mace and plug them together just like that. And according to the instructions, they want you to put these blast effects on the hilt of the sword, but when I tried that, I guess it might have been a misprint in the instructions, but you need to do it on the actual staff mace. Because on the side of the staff mace right here, you have a peg right there and right there. On the side of the blast effect right here, you have a porthole right there. I want to take that blast effect, I want to go and plug it right into the staff mace just like that. Do that to the other side, grab that blast effect, and plug it right into the staff mace just like that. Then you want to go and grab this entire ensemble right here. And on the side here, you have a tab right there. You have a little slot right there. And on the side of the tank here, you have a little slotted porthole right there, and you have a porthole right there. You want to grab that long assembly, or whatever you want to call it, staff, mace, flame, blade. Just plug it right into the side of Megatronus, just like that. And now you have his weapon stored while he's in his tank mode. Very, very cool. but I'm personally not a big fan of storing my weapons on my Transformers while they're in their alt mode. And the alt mode is anything that is not the robot mode, such as a vehicle mode, an animal mode, in this case a tank mode. So I'm going to take this weapon, I'm going to put it off to the side, because I want to go and actually talk about Megatronus. And the blast effects do play into the transformation because, like I mentioned earlier, he always had that appearance that he was always on fire and kind of gave him that menacing look. Very cool figure. The one thing I find very disappointing is the turret does not turn side to side. And with all the Transformers they've produced over the last couple of years with, you know, Armada Megatron, now they're producing Studio Series Megatron in tank mode, you figure, even with Blitzwing, they all have tank mode, and you figure that they figure out how to engineer some sort of way to make the turret move side to side. Instead, you might have maybe a little bit of upwards and downward motion of the turret, but it doesn't stay together because it doesn't really, it tabs back here, it doesn't really tab towards the front, and they should have engineered something where it tabs together, where the turret stays together just like that, because it doesn't really do that, because if you bring the barrel up, it separates. That's kind of disappointing. They could have done a better job. I mean, it's a really cool tank mode. It looks really cool when it's just sitting there on display, and the nice part is they actually did include wheels, which they've been neglecting a lot of Transformers with wheels on the bottom here, because a lot of the ones with the War for Cybertron Studio Series, Legacy, they weren't including wheels. They're just putting little tabs on it, and you do risk causing mold damage, and you do so anyways. So I don't ever recommend rolling your Transformers on any abrasive surfaces, just smooth surfaces. But I wouldn't even recommend that. You know, I would avoid rolling them on any sort of surfaces, because you don't want to risk causing any damage to the actual figure, because there are pieces that hang really low, as you can see. But he does roll flush on his wheels. Very, very cool figure. I do like his tank mode. I kind of wish they included maybe some more play features, but I mean, being a collector, I'm not really going to play my figures, but I was expecting, with the way it looked, some sort of spring-loaded missile feature there or something. But I mean, the blast effects are nice. It's a nicely done figure, and if you're really into the Transformers lore and the backstory and the primes and stuff like that, I would highly recommend picking up Megatronus, because he is a pretty cool figure. They have Megatronus in his robot mode, and on my display table, I once again want to go for some of his play features and accessories. First, by talking about his blast effects. It includes 4 of these blast effects, like I mentioned earlier on. You get 2 large ones, and you get 2 smaller ones. And according to the instructions, the way to put these blast effects on Megatronus while he's in his robot mode, you do that by grabbing the small blast effect here, and on the bottom of that blast effect, you have a 5mm peg. Flip Megatronus over on his backpack, on the very top, you have 2 portholes right there. What you do with smaller blast effects is plug them right into his backpack, just like that. Now you want to go and grab his larger blast effects here. On the inside of it, like I showed you earlier on, you have a peg right there. On his shoulder right here, you have a 5mm porthole right there and right there. You want to grab these blast effects, you want to go and plug them right into his shoulder, just like that. Do that to the other side. Grab that blast effect and plug it right into his shoulder, just like that. And now you have Megatronus armed with all of his blast effects. It's really cool because he does have that appearance that looks like he's on fire. And I guess that's how he appeared in the Image comic book series. I believe War Within, where they had Megatronus featured in that comic book. And they had him appear as if he was always on fire. And it's really cool that you're able to emulate that in toy form. Very, very nicely done. I love that Hasbro Takara included blast effects with this figure. This adds a lot to this figure. Very, very nicely done. The next accessory I'm going to bring in is the Requiem Blaster. And you're wondering where this came from. Well, this was featured in that Netflix series War for Cybertron, where this weapon was featured. In order to arm Megatronus with the Requiem Blaster here, on the bottom of the blaster here, you have a 5mm peg right there. On his forearm, you have a 5mm porthole right there and right there. You just plug the blaster right in either one of those portholes, just like that, and now you have Megatronus armed with this Requiem Blaster. Very, very cool, very menacing. And he kind of does give me that Megatron vibe, so I kind of see where he was Megatron's inspiration when Megatron was younger. And according to Transformers 1, he was the hero for Megatron. That's who Megatron idolized. But the next accessory I want to bring in is this little turret right here. And speaking of Megatron, this is the kind of turret that, if you remember Megatron from Generation 1, he had this kind of on his back. And of course, when he transformed into his Walther P-38, this is the barrel for that blaster. Well, in order to arm Megatronus with that blaster, or this blaster, You have a 5mm peg right here. On the back of his backpack right here, you have a little porthole right there. You take that little barrel and just plug it right into that backpack, just like that. And now you have Megatronus armed that little barrel. Very, very cool. The next accessory I'm going to bring in is his staff mace. And this is pretty general, just a staff mace. Bottom of the staff mace, you have this little handle right here. I want to take that handle and plug it right into his fist, just like that. And now you have Megatronus armed with this staff mace. Very, very cool. And this figure came with a lot of weapons because the final accessory is his blade. And the handle of the blade is actually a 5mm peg. And the cool thing about Megatronus is, and I didn't mention this earlier on, each one of his fists has a 5mm porthole. But you can also open up the hand just like that because you have this little taper at the end of this hilt right here, so you can't really slide it through a 5mm peg. But they engineered the hands so there's a semi 5mm porthole right there. So you see around the thumb, you can just slide that right in just like that. And even with this hand open, you can still hold that sword. And I love that engineering. You just close the hand up just like that. And now you have Megatronus fully armed with all of his weapons and accessories. He looks menacing. I mean, he's got a staff mace, he's got his blade. I mean, he's armed to the teeth. He's got that cannon on his shoulder here. He's got that cannon on his backpack. You got these cannons right there. He's got the flame, the Requiem blast. Just a cool, the war machine. Very, very cool looking figure. If I rotate him what he looks like from all angles, he's just a very cool figure. I just love the way he looks. The paint scheme, everything in this figure is great. He's great in robot mode. I mean, he has great alt mode and his tank mode. But I mean, if you're gonna buy Megatronus and only one Megatronus, you gotta display him in his robot mode because he is just fantastic. But also, according to the instructions, there's a way to store all these weapons on Megatronus while he's in his robot mode. I'm going to take the staff mace and the blade out of his hand, and like I said, that special engineering with the blade, just take it out of his fist, but you open the hand up. I'm going to take the Requiem blast and put that off to the side. You turn Megatronus around, and I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this anyways. You take the Requiem blaster here, you got that 5mm peg right there, get that porthole up there, you just plug that right in, just like that. Next, you go and grab the staff mace. You get the peg right here on the side here. You got two portholes right there. You plug that staff mace in that porthole just like that. Same with the blade right here and the hilt right here. You have two pegs right there and right there. Just plug that in just like that. And this right here, I'm just going to swing around just like that. And now you have Megatron with all his weapons stored while he's in his robot mode. Very cool play feature, but I'm not a big fan of storing my weapons on my Transformers while they're in the robot mode because I feel, why store them when you can arm them because they're like much more menacing? Iron display shells fully armed. So I'm going to take that Requiem blaster, I'm going to put it right back into his form, just like that. I'm going to take that blade staff mace, I'm just going to put those off to the side because to me, Megatronus should be the inspiration for Megatron and he should have that blaster mounted to his form just like that. Very, very cool. But I am going to flip this barrel around and I'm going to go ahead and make it face forward much like Megatron had. Well, Megatron actually had it facing up, but I think since he is the inspiration for Megatron, I'm just going to leave it into his shoulder just like that. But he's a very cool looking figure. And I didn't bring a blacklight out, but according to some sources, if you want to really, have Megatronus displayed in his full potential, it's good to have some sort of like UV lighting on Megatronus because they paint him with special yellow paint here, where the yellow paint's supposed to pop for that lighting. And maybe give me 1 second, I'll go and grab that for you guys right now. I went ahead and I killed the lights, and as you can see, the yellow paint here does pop and glow. It's like really strange that it's got the special like illumination to the yellow here. I don't know if it really shows up on camera, but definitely shows up in person. It does look like there's like light beaming from Megatronus. It's really, really cool looking. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lights back on. And this figure is a very cool figure. I mean, that one setback with the turret not going side to side in tank mode is one forgivable feature. But other than that, it's a great figure, and I really think it's cool that Takara Hasbro used that special yellow paint that kind of reacts to UV lighting. So if you want to display Megatronus in a display case, you want to put like a little UV light inside the case. And certain angles you do, I mean in person it does look like it's projecting like a yellow light from inside the figure. It's really fantastic. I didn't know about that feature until I did some research, so I mean, me putting out these reviews, I do the research for you guys. I kind of find these little Easter eggs, little tidbits that kind of help you guys out in the reasoning behind why certain things happen. And finding out that that yellow paint there is a UV light paint, I thought that was really cool. But this figure is very cool, very big. I mean, he does command a leader class price point, and he is a leader class figure. Very hefty. I mean, you don't see a lot of hollow pieces. I know Hasbro's getting a lot, or Hasbro Takara getting a lot better about like not leaving a lot of hollow pieces, because I mean, even though that the forearm does have a feature where the fist goes into the forearm, they went ahead and they closed it up. I mean, with this engineering, it's fantastic. Because I know a lot of third-party companies are making some aftermarket pieces and some upgrade kits to fill out hollow spaces, but you're not finding a lot of that with the more recent toy lines for Hasbro Takara, at least in the Transformers toy line. But this is a fantastic figure. I love that they're including little things like blast effects now with certain figures. They're just going above and beyond now. I think they are really listening to the collectors and the Transformers fans. But this figure's fantastic. Pick them up if you find them. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Seal's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you out next time.